everyone. I'm Savalan Ghodsi. I'm from Iran, and recently my asylum seeking process has been denied with IND, and I'm going to explain a little bit about ex-Muslims and how it works. And well, I'm going to start, and I'm going to read from my phone because it's long. So, Europe's multi-layered hypocrisy on refugees. In this case, hypocrisy of migration authorities of the Netherlands toward ex-Muslims. I'm an ex-Muslim, and I don't believe in any God or Allah or Jesus or whatever. You may ask, how is this possible? Because I don't know you, maybe you are a believer, but think it this way. Do you believe in Jesus, or let's say Zeus, Hades, Loki? No, I hope not. So it's the same as me. I don't believe God or Jesus. It's the same way that you don't believe Zeus. I believe in freedom of religion, and I believe that everyone should be free to speech, whatever they think. Freedom of speech. It's a personal matter that shouldn't be a problem for anyone. But in my country, Iran, country of my origin, as many as other Muslim majority countries, ex-Muslims are persecuted systematically. However, the Dutch government says we can keep living under the harsh conditions and hide our identities and hide our beliefs or lack of beliefs.
Talk about the Vloekmat in Amsterdam and how it was built up. You can.
And all we have to do is not revealing our true personalities or whatever. Here I will talk about my personal experience as an atheist asylum seeker in the Netherlands, and hopefully we will discuss the limits of international protection and new grounds that should be taken into consideration for atheist migrants. IND or other European immigration offices will require you to prove two important things. One, that you are a secular non-believer. The second one, that your shitty government in homeland, at your home country, knows about your activities and they are going to do something about it. Article 23 of Constitution of Iran. Life is the gift of God, as well as the natural right of human beings. Article 1, Constitution of the Netherlands. Discrimination on the grounds of religion, belief, politics, sex, and so on shall not be permitted. Based on these, if you could prove those two conditions that I mentioned, you should automatically gain the right to ask asylum theoretically. But it's not that is in practice. IND is not sitting there to help you. They are there to deport as many as they can. They will try the best to find bugs in your interviews. So let's see, how can someone prove his or her lack of belief on something? Do they give you a written paper that says you are not considered Muslim or Christian? No. Can you get some kind of support paper from atheist organizations? Maybe. Maybe not. It depends. But that is not a solid proof. That is not. Definitely not. Because it's not a church and it has no power over politics. A guy I know, Omar Makram, I don't know if you know him. He lives in Sweden. He applied for asylum a few years ago and it got denied. because he couldn't prove that he's an ex-Muslim. He couldn't prove that he's an atheist. So what did he do? He made a video on YouTube. He burned Holy Book of Muslims, Quran. He had to do it to prove that he left Islam. It's not ethical, and not many can do this. Why? Maybe you ask why. Because it's dangerous even in Europe. You know, there are so many extreme believers here, and it's not ethical, of course. Nobody can protect you. You can get killed by extremists, as you could back in your country. So basically, you need to find a way that IND cannot argue. Personally, in my interviews, I talked about reading more, questioning more, education, power of controlling people by religion, and my willingness to spread logic, philosophy, and science as much as I can. Secular asylum seekers must know that they have to articulate their meaning of life during their interviews at the IND. You should show them that without religion, life does not become empty and meaningless for you or anyone else. You have to let them know that you are insisting on fighting for political or religious reform. Maybe it's because you have suffered from religion, or you don't want others to suffer like you did. Now, this was the easy part to prove. This was the easiest part, actually. The first part was the easiest part, to prove that you are an ex-Muslim. The second part is harder, because you have to prove that the government knows that you are an ex-Muslim. I don't know, do you have a blog, YouTube channel, Twitter, social media, something online? You can't just tell them that you are old school and you like to talk in few people and you don't have any social media, you are not active on internet. They will ask how many followers do you have online? 100 people, 100 followers. They will say it's not enough. 1,000, not enough. 10,000, I don't know, maybe not enough again. But even one person is enough to stab you and kill you. You don't need thousands of followers to do that. My personal website had more than 500,000 visitors during last year's, and they said it's not enough. Do you have any paper that says you are a wanted person in your country? Not in my country. You cannot do that. You know why? Because I was fucking busy fleeing for my life. I couldn't get any paper from the government. Again, what did I do for this? What could I do? After watching Omar's video, I made a video as mine. I made an online video on YouTube. I didn't burn any holy books in any kind because I could pass my first part. They agreed that I'm an ex-Muslim. But I talked about my views on religion, my views on forced veil in Iran, freedom of speech, or not freedom of speech, not having freedom. I demand on the video to release political prisoners. Then I sent this video to some extra texts to Embassy of Iran in the Netherlands, in Den Haag. So now I have proof that the government of Iran knows about me, because I did it myself. I know this is absurd and risky, but you tell me, what else can someone do in my conditions? And there are many like me. Don't you think that this is just wrong to force someone to risk their life, even in Europe, after their terrible experiences in their old countries? isn't this time to reform IND and their shitty rules of immigration? All of these didn't help me anyway, because I'll become illegal soon. As my case has been rejected by IND and the court. But I also find myself a lucky person, comparing to the people who are still suffering in Islamic countries. Good people like Sohail Arabi, which is getting tortured and sentenced to death in Islamic Republic of Iran just for his Facebook posts about Islam. His mother actually got arrested a few days ago because she was doing some activities to free her son. I'm just gonna add the last part that on 17th of August we are gathering in front of Embassy of Iran for in Den Haag in this case, demanding for freedom of Sohail Arabi, because he's I think 6 or 7 years that in prison, and they are going to execute him soon, I guess. I hope not. So we will gather and we will try to do something in all over the world, not just Netherlands. Other ex-Muslims will gather in Canada, in UK, all over the globe actually, in the same day, 17th of August. So I ask you that let's gather one more time and unite at 17th of August for someone's life. Thank you. If you have any questions, I can try to answer. I guess not.
No, but let's wait a little bit now. Maybe.
Yeah,
Wait.
we have time.
Is there anybody ex-Muslim here, atheist, that has the same kind of problems?
Ben bir şey sorabilir miyim?
They don't hear me.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah. Şey soruyor, herhangi bir ateist, eskiden Müslüman olup şu an ateist olan var mı? Sordu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bu şimdi ilk girdiğimizde hepimize soruyorlar hani bir dine mensup musunuz falan diye. Yani bunu neden sorduklarına dair herhangi bir fikrin var mı? Çünkü ben mesela çok merak ediyorum hala neden bizim hani dinimizle ilgileniyorlar yani.
Bilmek istiyorlar çünkü gelecekte belki onu kullanmak istersin. Senin davan için, yani dosyan için. Onu şimdiden kayıt altına almak istiyorlar ki sonra kullanamaman için. He's asking that IND usually ask everyone about their views on religion and if they are Muslims or Christians or whatever, and why do you think they do it? And personally, I think that they want to document it so that if, for example, you get negative, let's say, and you want to tell them that you become Christian or you become atheist later, so they have some proof to use it against you in the future.
Yeah, actually, when I first applied for asylum, they asked about my religion, and I told them that I was an atheist, but that, in Turkey, it's you are not under oppression like Iran. Yeah, you have some stigma against atheists, but that was not the ground of my asylum application. But the officer seemed to be very interested about that, and he kept asking me questions about that. What do you mean when you say you're an atheist? Define atheism. How did you become an atheist like that? And I said that I simply grew up in a not religious family.
Yeah, But basically the Dutch state is claiming that you are not in danger in Iran because you can just pretend not to be an atheist.
Yeah, they say that I can hide and I can just not tell anyone that.
They say this explicitly.
Yeah. They say that they don't know that you are an atheist.
Yeah, for Christians it's different.
Yeah.
It's partly because church has some power, and partly, they say that it's one of the requirements of the religion that you have to talk about that. You have to convince people to become Christians.
Like
So
missionaries.
you cannot do that in Iran. For Christians, if you claim to be a Christian, then your chances of getting a permit is higher.
Because on Sundays you go to church, for example, or you have to interact with them. So it's official, let's say. But atheism is not official. We don't have lobbies, we don't have powers, anything. We just individuals. It's just a lifestyle, let's say, like humanism or whatever.
And it's advisable to hide your beliefs. That's what they
Yeah.
suggest as a way of living.
They actually say that maybe, for example, you can go and live in another city, but it's the same government. Come on.
So the video which you sent to the embassy, was that before they denied your asylum application? And can you apply again for asylum?
I think after living underground for a few months in illegal camps like this, squat houses maybe, or somewhere else, then I might have a chance to apply again. But with new facts. They want new facts, new reasons. I don't know what kind of reasons they want, but
I think the video is not part of the first process, right?
no, the video I did it like a few weeks ago, so it's something new. But they don't accept it now because it's already closed.
So it maybe worked for the second.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Nobody knows really.
Yeah.
Can I react to that?
Yeah.
I don't think the video they're going to say, yeah, you did it to yourself.
Mhm.
So they will say,
But anyway,
it's
it's
your choice to do this.
Mhm.
You were not obliged to do this.
Yeah.
So they will probably not.
They can also say the same thing about you being atheist. They can say that you don't have to tell anyone that you are an atheist. So it's the
That's
same
their
thing.
tactic,
Yeah, but when you have done it, it's something different.
No, it's known.
It's known, yeah.
But when you come here and then you do something like this, creating a video to tell the embassy, they will say, yeah, you just did this to get asylum.
Of course.
And they're not.
Of course I did. Because I had to prove something.
Yeah, I understand you.
But
Why
let's
do you say that? Why do you how do you know?
Yeah, I work in legal work, so
Okay.
I read a lot of IND decisions.
It's good information.
yeah.
So I know a little bit.
It's good information.
Yeah, but again, you could turn this, you can turn this around to exactly what Savalan said. Okay, of course I did it because you forced me. You
Yeah.
put me in the condition. And you can also make not only an ethic but maybe a legal issue about this. You IMD forced me to do this, and now you have the evidence that in my homeland they know about my activity, and this activity is life-threatening.
Yeah, you should definitely try.
Yeah, so
And-
this you can turn the table to them.
And I'm gonna add something for this. There are some people who, for example, get naked or chain, for example, the doors of embassy, or like feminists. What was the name of that group in Germany? Femens, I guess. They got naked in front of embassy of Iran and they got arrested. I mean, there are so many people who doing these kind of things and they get fined or they get in jail for a few months. But at least this video is not damaging anyone but me.
Why do they do that?
To get asylum or to get some rights or to get protesting about some other things, they usually go and do it. Some people just, for example, tear down the flag of Iran in front of embassy and they try to record videos and pictures. So they say, okay, now Iran knows about it because it's in front of them. So they also do this kind of things.
Like the other video.
Yeah, but it's illegal actually to do it.
They force you to do illegal things.
Yeah. So yeah.
Are you afraid of the Iranian state while you are in
Yes.
the Netherlands or in Europe?
Yes, they do lots of terrors here. I'm not saying that they are going to do it for me, but they do lots of it, lots of these things. So
We have the residency of the ambassador next door.
yeah,
Just say.
yeah. So I probably have to go there and say hello, it's me.
We're not suggesting
Roberto.
Well, I already sent the mail to them, so he knows me.
But even though you had nothing, even if they didn't know anything, I heard that people who claimed asylum in Europe and got rejected and
Yeah.
had to go back to Iran, they are interrogated
Yeah.
because they want to know if they did some activities against regime or
Yeah, yeah.
they were part of propaganda against the regime. So
Yeah.
it's
They
hard
would
enough.
get jailed into the jail for from few months to few years, at least, if they don't have any activities. But it's also all depends on the government of Iran at that moment and who is integrating you in that moment. I couldn't say the word. Sorry.
No, I cannot say that either.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what was I going to say? Yeah, on paper, in theory, the Iran government is not supposed to know that someone claimed for asylum here.
Yes.
But they do somehow. For example, we had a lot of issues like that. Invasion of privacy in refugee camps. So they have lots of people around Europe and they collect the names of people who are applying for asylum. So they already know it somehow.
Yeah, you don't even know if your friend in the camp is an agent of Iran. Maybe they are getting paid for it. Maybe you never know, because they have this kind of spies there. They need to get information from Europe or other countries, so they have this.
It is as bad as that.
Yeah. And also there are people who are Islamists who, if you tell them that you are from, for example, if they are from the same country, or for example Afghanistan or Iran or Syria, and if they know that you are an ex-Muslim, they also start to talk with you in a bad way, or try to harm you, or try to take you back, to convert you back to Islam. And even normal people are like them are danger.
You said how the IND told you to pretend that you're a Muslim as well. How did they expect you to do that? Because there's so many things you have to follow that you do it in front of other
They
people.
tell you that you have to follow. They tell you that you have lived there. For example, I'm 30 years old. I've been out of Iran for 10 years almost, or more. I don't even know. But they told me that okay, for 20 years you lived there. So you could do that. You could pray with them. You could pray 3 times a day. You could fast in Ramadan or whatever, and you didn't get caught. So you have to do it again for the end of your life. You have to pray every day. It's like they don't understand it. Maybe they do, but they don't want to understand it.
Yeah, because there are so many people in your condition, so they
Yeah.
are afraid if they acknowledge that, more people would be coming.
Yeah.
That's probably the reason.
Yeah, they don't want to help people. They just want to reject them. They're getting paid to reject people. They're getting paid to be bad people. I mean, it's bad cops. Like.
something else which is striking is that, okay, on one hand, we said before, it's better that you claim that you're Christian than you are an atheist. Okay, this is one thing. And the other thing, we said, okay, a Christian is supposed to go to the church on Sunday, for example, and atheists, they are not so really visible, or they don't have these kind of rituals. But on the other hand, for example, in Holland, there are groups, atheistic groups, that they claim secularity. So they claim to be secular, and they have their own theoretical ideas about being secular. They have websites, they have pages, etc., etc. And so these groups, if I understand correctly, didn't move one finger when you approached them, right?
Yeah, because they are also afraid that if they help some asylum seekers, they may get into trouble. Like for example, the things that happened with Carola, because she helped some asylum seekers in Italy, and she got in trouble. So they are always afraid of these things. There is this fear, hidden, invisible fear about.
Well, in the case of Carola in Italy, there was at least the groups that were in favor of migrants. They openly supported her, and I think the atheist groups of the Netherlands in this case, I don't know about other countries, but the Netherlands in this case, the fact they are afraid to get in trouble. Why should they? I mean, they are doing nothing illegal by simply saying, listen, by stating openly, okay, this guy is an Iranian, etc., etc. I think it's purely a matter of hypocrisy. I don't think they're getting in any kind of trouble. Why should they? It's just hypocritical behavior, and I think they should be unmasked for this. Like, okay, you are secular only for your own white supremacy people, I end up saying. So this is something that you can also conclude that you could expose.
The only
we could expose.
Yeah, the only organizations that kind of suggested to help us is Ex-Muslims of Britain, UK, and the other one was Humanistische Verbund of in Amsterdam, who they try to give you some supporting letter that yes, this person is a non-believer or what, but it's not like really solid evidence or whatever, because it's not about Iranian government, it's something about here.
No, but it's a good sign. If they offered a letter, okay, it doesn't, maybe it's only a symbolic sign, but it's a sign.
Yeah.
I would say.
Savalan.
Do you know if the asylum-seeking policies are the same in other countries of the European Union?
Yes, mostly it's the same, or even worse. But even in United States, it's so much harder than here for non-believers. Because atheism or being an ex-Muslim or non-believer is not an official religion. It's basically lack of religion, so they don't want to have anything official about it. Well, for example, in 17th of August, we are going for a campaign for an atheist guy in prison. So, an atheist republic started a new movement all over the globe to support atheists like this and atheists who are in prison or getting persecuted. So it's a new thing, but I think there is a hope for the future. Yeah, there is also, I made a petition and like few hundred people signed for it. But again, I don't know how helpful would it be.
Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, any ideas?
Yeah, I think in the Netherlands it's hard. I think the way to go is to try to find politicians in the parliament, to ask questions about the subject in parliament, and that's the first way to see, to push for a change in how the IND looks at this and how they do the interviews and how they reflect on your story. I think this is a very important subject to have politicians informed about this and to see if they're willing to acknowledge that there's a problem here and to see if they can fight in the parliament to change it. It's a long way and it is a way of working together with politicians.
Yeah.
It must be something that you're willing to do. Or you should find NGOs who are willing to do that.
But I'm trying to find some networks, but it's hard when you are illegal.
Yeah. Maybe there are some people here who are willing to work on this.
Yeah,
And we
if
can
there is,
exchange.
they can, yeah, we can exchange numbers and contacts.
If you have paper and pen, maybe you could take email addresses
Yep.
and names, but I don't have any.
I can.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Savalan telefonu dolaştırsak böyle not defterine herkes yazsa. Ah, wait a moment.
Paper and pen is better, no?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, great.
Take out the paper that's